Today is April the 26th, 2021. This is the Service Hero Show. 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Today we are having a special show and I am calling all service heroes on deck. This is a 911. Service heroes, we need you. And this is the show that shares inspiring stories of those inspiring others. So let's do this. Today we have a continuation, if you will, of Service Heroes and the Tour of Love that we have for the last 7 days been sharing some pretty significant information. And now all three of our guests are truly service heroes. So these service heroes are representing many of the, I have to do the count. I think we're somewhere between 500 and 600 service heroes that have now been honored. Many of you are amazing people. You know who you are. You have all had inspiring stories told because you are inspiring others. Well, now this is a show where this is the very first show that I've ever called all service heroes as a 911 on deck. We need you. So with that said, we are going to see if we are live, which we are on the E360 TV platform. What does that mean? Well, it means that you can watch us anywhere, and we hope you are. Here you go. Okay, we are saying good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be in the world, because we've got a worldwide thing going on. And I want to recognize that we've got Dr. Dipankar Roy with us again. He is from India. We will be introducing him a little bit more in just a moment. We have right there, yes, Dr. Dipankar Roy, our honored guest, may I say, honored guest. I am now calling him also a dear friend. He joined our Tour of Love bus yesterday, so hey, he's sharing the love. And a service hero that is making a difference internationally. We're going to be talking about that and how you are going to help us do exactly that. We all have a service hero inside. We have from the beautiful mountains of Arkansas, we have Poe. Poe is here with us. So happy, so honored to have you with us. And then from the beautiful land of Canada, we have our assistant producer and senior ambassador of our buddies, Caroline Berzins, and we are going to go right straight into this because there is no time like the present, guys, because we're calling you. We're calling you. Yeah. Hey, we're calling you. We're calling you and you're saying, we need you. The promo for this show said, we are going to help save lives. Who's in? It's that simple. Who's in? Okay, so let's talk. Dr. Roy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'm going to let the other two, many people know Poe and Caroline. However, for those of you that don't, Dr. Dipankar Roy, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Hi, wonderful to be back on the Service Heroes show. This is my second visit, and I feel honored deeply too.
Well, thank you. Go ahead.
We at this moment from India is on an emergency 24/7 situation where we are almost on road with the service force to be close to the people who needs us the most because the COVID is back with its second bite.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know that. And Poe, you're in Arkansas. Tell us a little bit about you. And since it was brought up, what is your COVID story there in Arkansas?
I've been a part of working with Tamara through our CB4L group on the board, and since actually before it was a nonprofit, and working through different aspects of helping with that as a film producer, still a film producer, but semi-retired and just working on projects of the heart. Yeah, my story. I'm in Arkansas in a holler. Not many people know what that is. It's kind of a valley between mountains, and here restoring an old log cabin that was part of a family tradition of building these over the last 40 or 50 years. So I came back to kind of settle down and work on projects. Our COVID situation here is pretty much null. I mean, as far everything's opened up, restaurants. There's no mandates as far as masks and so forth. So we're pretty open. Everything's moving along. In the nature in the spring. But gosh, I feel for so many people who have been locked up. I mean, this has been going on for 15 plus months, and I know everybody's tired of it, and people are getting hit at different levels. So this is an important. No matter what the label is, if it's cancer, like we've talked about, if it's the COVID issues and other things, that's what we're about. Is service heroes is helping raise the vibration of humanity during these tough times. We're going through a tough period that's unlike, in many ways, unlike anything we've seen in many decades, if not centuries. I mean, so I'm with you. I pray for all of you.
And thank you for that. And then Caroline Berzins, you are in the Canada area, and you are our production assistant. Most everybody knows you, and also the buddies know you as our senior ambassador. However, with that, how is the COVID situation where you are?
The COVID situation where we are in our third phase of COVID, and we are in a stay-at-home order again. The only thing that's open here is for people that need to have essential work. The numbers are really sky high again. They've gone back up into the 3,000s per day in Ontario alone. This is not talking about, outside of Ontario. We did and my heart goes out to this family. We did lose a 13-year-old this weekend to COVID. And the reason being is her dad was an essential worker, and I guess he contacted it and brought it home. And his little girl got very sick, and she's our youngest out of all the COVID deaths that we've had in Canada, is our youngest death. And my heart goes out to that family.
Absolutely, as all of ours. And so what we are going to be talking about, and I'm in the Southern California area currently, guys, and our situation is we have to wear masks to the grocery store. We have to go, you go anywhere, you wear masks. However, things are starting to open up. And I'm in California, so it says a lot. We were really in a lockdown where some very tight, where some areas in the U.S. were not as tight as we were. Well, now we're kind of like in between. Schools are starting to open up in a still an interesting way. Mask and somewhat social distancing, somewhat half classes, or split day and such things, a little creativity. However, restaurants are starting to, we have some that are starting to have restaurants inside, not fully where they were. So this is a painting the picture. And why are we starting with COVID when we were talking about cancer? Well, because what we are doing right now with the fact that the 911, anybody who ever watched the show Emergency or any of the big shows that are on Netflix and so many of this, you turn on any network, basically they've got their emergency shows out there, and you're always hearing about stories. And this show and the tag, I don't know that I've ever given credit to where the tag came from, but you're looking at him right there. Inspiring stories of those inspiring others was inspired by Poe. He came up with it. We use it. He gave permission to, but that's where it came from, because you're a storyteller, Poe, right? And right now, the story that we're going to be telling over this period of time, and we want people to engage in it, and that is that we can do something about this. And when we found out about COVID in the US, though we are an international group at the cb4l.org, we were doing a nightly, at one time you called it a chitty chat, a nightly chat in our community. And we have fun, guys. We have fun. And you're like, okay, I think we're good. I think we can slow it down a bit. And then COVID hit. And what did our community do? And you, as the board member over the digital platforms, what did we end up doing, Poe?
Well, if you watch the Service Heroes, which many of you out there have, if you've been a part of the closed community group, and if it's something that resonates and something that you want to help others going through this or issue of cancer, or you've got the issue yourself, it's well worth being a part of it. But what we witnessed over the past, more than a year, but especially in this challenging year and a half, the amazing amount of people from around the world who are gifted as medical professionals, people like Dr. Roy himself, and people who have healing practices or skills or programs for education, be it art, music, be it medical, we had people with animals. You name it, energy workers, sound, music bowls, alternative healing methods. We had medical experts that were working on the front line of hospitals. And constantly we had updates as to what was happening, and not so much because if you listen to, I have to be careful. My career has been a filmmaker, a storyteller. And for many decades, I was the man behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz. I was telling stories. I worked in Arkansas, as you can imagine. Some names that you'd recognize that were presidents and Clintons, Huckabees. All of them I worked personally for years, some decades, and still close to many of those. But I created stories, and that's what my job was. And some of it were accurate stories, and some of it was being the man behind the curtain. And I was good at it, and I had fun at it. And so one of the things that today that is so critical is to remove all of those influences we can and that we have control of that really elicit fear in our body and our spiritual being. And whatever that practice is, we're talking about art yesterday, and it was beautiful. Talked about music and writing music and poetry and all the types of things we can do to shift the vibration, to pick that vibe where we're not stuck in that fear mode, because everything we just started talking about and what's happening around the world is easy to create fear. Here, when you're in that zone, right there's Gandhi, one of my heroes, is to be able to remove ourselves on another plane and to dive into this realm of timelessness and no space, and really to resonate with our heart, our spirit, and that creative process. And that's what Carol does with the. They said you're starting the thing tomorrow with the art therapy, but be it music, be it meditation, be it walking in nature, writing poetry, just anything that we saw. You mentioned people that were stage 4 who have now have no sign of cancer. And what happened over that last year and a half were shifts in vibration, and every cell in our body, every piece of atom in this table is all related to vibration and energy. Everything's energy. So what Dr. Roy, and I'm anxious for him to jump in here because the art and with what's going on, be it cancer, be it whatever the label is, we're about shifting vibration. And that is a healing process, is it not, Dr. Roy?
We can't hear you, Dr. Roy.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
I think
but
what
Dr.
he was
Roy,
asking,
I
yeah.
actually went on a trip with Paul, and indeed he is a pure storyteller. So I went deep into a trance with his words, and I absolutely go with you, Paul, that uh, last 1.5 years, healing has been taken the front seat for the entire world. I don't want it to come with numbers. I think the entire world, it uh, went into the support of healing, and in whatever manner that comes in, whether it in the form of art, in the form of music, in the form of storytelling, in the form of any emotional sharing, which is, uh, I believe, that sharing of different transition of thoughts that we were in last all these 15, 16 months. And for some time, we started, in fact, with the same pain at the same pace with United States of America, UK, and many others. We, in fact, looked upon with the great hero, uh, Captain Thomas Moore, knighted later as Captain Sir Thomas Moore by the Queen of England. But I believe what he has proposed to this world is the energy, and that energy has ignited a different spirit in me, my team, and the entire world. Uh, that how we could really handle uh, COVID and the situations which has come in front of us to encounter COVID. In fact, just a few days back, on 15th of this month, we had honored the first series of front warrior, the frontline warrior in COVID. We call them the COVID-19 heroes, who we had honored with the Captain Sir Thomas More Medallion of Honor. And in fact, one of them is sitting right in front of me, is our very dear uh, Tamara Hunter. And it's just not that. I never thought that while I was doing it across the world, we picked up about 70 of them whom we could honor. There are many who are unsung heroes, like Tamara is known to many. But I tell you, there are warriors whom we have honored, whom we found out from deep in places like Lagos of Nigeria, in South Africa, in Mozambique, in down areas of Europe, Austria, Germany, and of course in India too. Just last 24 hours, I was been with the service uh, force with one of those heroes. Uh, our in Indian traffic in Calcutta, we have Deputy Commissioner Namroz Khan and his senior Deputy Commissioner Sudeep Sarkar, with whom I was moving around with the doctors, with the hospitals, with the areas which were reported as having. Yes, that's Deputy Commissioner Namroz Khan and Deputy Commissioner Sudeep Sarkar. With them, we were moving around the city that where they need oxygen, where they need masks, where they need. Because what happened, we invited the second bite actually. We went little loose and we went without mask. We stopped using our sanitizers, our those basic mandatory mandates, and today mm, it has been terrible, terrible situation back again. And India has reversed the graph. So about 6 months back, we were in a much better position. But now, in fact, America has shown the world that how you can really battle it out with the right kind of internal mandate management. Each of us need to behave in proper manner, in proper way. We need to focus ourselves. And now, I, after doing a round of the city, came back and start talking to my friends back uh, with the world units, that how we progress today for our 30th May auction, which is going to support the breast cancer victims, because we felt that we should not push back on any of these movement at this moment. We should rather speed it up. And I tell you, I wanted to break this. This evening, I could connect with about few hours back with 50 schools from all across the world, where about more than 1,000 kids, they will be participating in art camps to extend their art support to our cause of supporting the breast cancer campaign. And looking forward to it, that uh, we will not be stopped by just by the fear, the fear of COVID. We are going to face COVID right in front. The children has shown us the way, the spirit, and we all are going to take it forward with the right kind of perspective. We will look forward of storytelling sessions more from people like Pao, from friends like Tamara, from healing talks of Caroline and his friends, her friends. I believe that we all need to really connect across the world to make it look that we are one world. And when you talk about music, I feel that every time I hum uh, that great effort of "We Are the World, We Are the Children,"
Yes.
and the mentors who created it, many of them left us. Michael Jackson no more with us, and but we are still looking forward to that. Who all are here will bind together and we club it together, and we'll make sure that this world will stand up and show this universe as we are the most beautiful planet in the universe. Yeah.
I want to share one of the videos that you shared with us. A delightful little girl that's there with her art supplies. Okay, guys, you ready for cute and someone that's got a heart ready to serve? Here's a young service hero.
Hello friends, friends, my name is Tansin Saldon and I'm studying in New Segre Era School and I'm 10 years old. Today I'm so excited to donate my artworks for breast cancer victims in America through International Art Acts. Lastly, best wishes from Leh Ladakh.
I love that. Best wishes.
She is a brilliant energy.
Oh, she's adorable. And what an inspiration. And, Caroline, I know that you yesterday in our closed group and you, after the Tour of Love show, guys, the Tour of Love show, if you didn't catch it, what an incredible show we had. And you were sharing about the inner child, and we were talking about how you can have crayons or you can have paints or you can have, like pencils, different kind of drawing pencils, whatever it is that you've got, just grab it, simple things and make a difference. And so you not only talked about it, you then did it, right?
He's on my wall, right there.
Oh, there. It's hard to see, but the dark one, it's a cat.
Okay, hold on a second. Give me one second.
So what she did was, because we were talking about how it doesn't matter if you have the paints or you have, and Poe, you were talking about this too with your brother, and then Dr. Roy, I love the way you brought it up. You didn't even say painting or crayons or anything. You just said color. Oh my goodness. I had an epiphany that took place. My head was exploding. Color, one word. I had never thought of it that way. Okay, so Caroline, show us your.
So this is the original guy. He's in a coloring book. I love to color, and it doesn't matter what type of color it is. I just love to color. So I transformed him into drawing him on a canvas. So these are the guys.
Oh,
Beautiful, cute.
How fun. And you had the buddies then saying, okay, I'm in. And last night, in the middle of the night, I've got people saying, okay, yeah, I'm there. I'm ready. Not only the buddy themselves, but then people within the family. I'm going to set up my kids to be there too and everything, because we were talking about the children and that we all have that child inside of us, and how healing through these different, we need to be healing through science. Yet we're going to talk about this because we always do. It is proven through science that the energy of what we have been doing in our closed group and with the Tour of Love show and the Tour of Love, that can be as healing as so many of the other precautions that we need to be taken, that was just talked about by Dr. Roy when they went on their walkabout through the city right there, right? I mean, so I don't know about you guys, but I like the idea of color. So let's talk about that for a little bit, okay? Thank you, Dr. Roy. I mean, what? So color. Poe, you were talking about your brother is a well-known artist. And your father, you talked about this, and I wanted to continue this conversation because the two of you up there in the two squares have such a similar story, in different ways, in that Dr. Roy has his actual medical, certificate as a doctor, a medical doctor, yet he's an artist and he's a philanthropist. He's been out there working with the Red Cross. He's out there with the International Art Acts and International Author Acts. Poe, you come from a family where your dad, he was like, doctor and worked with the fast planes of the Navy and real kind of like you think about the Top Gun people, he was around that kind of group. And then he's like, okay, guys, we're going to have solid careers, right? And you're the oldest. So you got that whole thing, and you were on the daddy doctor scholarship for a little while. And then your brother, was he the next one in line? So he then does the art. So I'm going here because there's nothing wrong with the doctors. We need our doctors. They're so incredibly important. And both of you coming from families, seeing how important the medical doctor industry is. You have a love of it. We have an actual medical doctor. We have a man that studied for a while undergraduate work and was raised by, a very well-known doctor in your area. And then the frequency and the energy involved through these creative processes too. I want to go there because I think that is so important.
Well, it was beautiful yesterday because Dr. Roy said, we were saying, well, people like, I'm not an artist. Well, every kid is an artist when they get their first box of crayons. And Dr. Roy said, everybody likes color. Color, is art. And just like, and what's your favorite color? Well, every color is a frequency. It's a different frequency. So I resonate with blue or purple or pink or whatever. And so we resonate differently in this universe, even though we're all connected energetic beings. And so it's a beautiful thing. And I didn't make it through the whole 4 years of undergraduate school. But yeah, just like everything else, our emotions are frequencies and vibrations. And so we resonate differently with our intention. My dad, who's an orthopedic surgeon, and my brother, number 3, I'm the oldest, 5 boys, and there's a girl. Number 3 is an artist, an amazing artist. And I remember in college, my dad, he was also a big football player for Arkansas Razorbacks and Lou Holtz and football, but an amazing artist. And my dad pulled me aside one day and said, all of you boys are very successful. You're going to do great. But I'm worried about Barry. He wants to be an artist. What the hell? How's he going to make a living? He's going to have a family and kids? Well, he makes more than my dad, the orthopedic surgeon, and all of us put together. At the highest point in our career as an artist. He followed that path. Here we have, and that's just something my dad doesn't resonate with that art. But here we have Dr. Roy, who I just love that he came through the medical world, and yet his passion, we talked a little bit about it yesterday as a child, where that intention, where that vibration is in our cell, in our being, and he developed both of those worlds, which, for some people say, well, those are two different worlds, two different sides of the brain, but they're both, in my opinion, my dad, as a doctor, he rebuilt people's legs and hips and bones, and people that couldn't walk for 20 years, they got up and walked. And so in his own way, he was an artist. And I think it's within each of us to find that intention that is put in us before we even came here as to why are we here? What's our intention? And that's different for everybody. But I love what Dr. Roy has been doing and talking about, because he operates in both of those worlds so beautifully, and I just applaud that.
And thank you for sharing that. And Dr. Roy, you were just talking about the very first that you just honored from all over the world. These amazing people, many of them doctors, many of them frontline workers one way or another. And just, I want to say again, humbly, thank you for recognizing my name. However, really, truly, my name is associated with Caroline's name, with Poe's name, with so many others within our organization, because it was all of us coming and many of the service heroes too, the cb4l.org and service heroes, because it takes teams to make a difference out there. So that is shared with all of you. And so what you were just sharing, Poe, in the whole idea of telling stories, I'm going to share a clip that the BBC produced in regards to who is Captain, now Sir Thomas More, and so that we can then go into why is that so important and why did I all hands on deck 911 service heroes. We all are not only service heroes, we're all can be inspired by this amazing man that I have now come to absolutely adore. Here is his story.
Lovely story coming up. A 99-year-old war veteran has decided to walk 100 lengths of his back garden. He wants to raise money for the NHS.
Every day I'm doing about 10, what I call a lap of the house. I do 10 each day, so that eventually I'll get the 100.
You're an inspiration to us all, and we thank you.
Thanks, Captain Tom! Thanks, Captain Tom!
And there he goes. Let's give him a big round of applause. "100 laps of his garden during lockdown. All of the money going to NHS charities. A guard of honour from the 1st Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment. Inches to go. And there he is. Congratulations. Well done.
I'm surrounded by the right sort of people, so yes, I feel fine. I hope you're all feeling fine too. The service that I got from all these doctors and nurses was absolutely outstanding, and they're such nice people too.
It's a wonderful story at a time where, frankly, everybody needed it. I'm a great believer that people are fundamentally kind, and this is just the most wonderful way to show it.
I don't know what you're meant to feel like when you get to be 100. I've never been 100 before, so I really can't tell you what difference there is from yesterday, today, or maybe tomorrow.
Captain Tom, a point of light in all our lives. That is exactly what you are. So on behalf of the whole country, thank you, and have a very special 100th birthday.
To get letters from the royal family really is something which I never ever anticipated, because they are to me such good people.
There is a letter here from the Chief of the General Staff that conveys your appointment to become the Honorary Colonel of our Army Foundation College up in Harrogate.
That really is one of the greatest honours anybody could get.
I just need to say congratulations, because you are the UK's official #1.
That really is truly amazing, isn't it?
Captain Sir Tom Moore, good morning. Congratulations. How does it feel to be a Knight of the Realm this morning?
I certainly feel that I've been given a very outstanding honour by the Queen and the Prime Minister.
It's the most beautiful story in the most bleak of times, and he's given us a beacon of light. It's wonderful.
I never ever anticipate ever in my life anything like this. It really is amazing. And I must say to everyone, thank you very much to everyone, wherever you are.
And yes, Helene, if you believe, you can do anything. And so now, as we are going towards the top of the hour, like Captain Sir Thomas More, a man that truly he set out to walk 10 laps behind his home, to do 100 of those to raise £1,000 for the National Health Administration there in the United Kingdom. He ends up raising millions. He ends up making a difference. He ends up being a humble man. Each time you see him on that camera, such a sweet, humble man. They're a good sort to be around. It's a good day. Every day is a good day. He talked about tomorrow's a good day in his book. And now we have an opportunity that next month, May 30th, can be a good day, for so many, many people, for artists around the world, for people around the world, and for an organization, a team. You got to start somewhere, guys. Just like Captain Sir Thomas More said, I'm going to do this with my walker 10 times a day. I'll get to 100 times. But he started with that first step. And the International Art Acts and the International Author Acts, along with the other organizations that they've teamed with, they started with the first step. The first step, an auction at a very, very well-known auction house taking place on May the 30th. How do we need you guys, service heroes, to be showing up? We need the word to get out. We need you to rally behind all of this. We need you to get information out. We need education to really be taking place, because right now, you heard Dr. Roy say, we let these things go. Now they were walking around on a walkabout yesterday. How can we take care of saving lives? We can save lives with early detection of cancer, and we need to. And we can save lives by being smart with education. Okay, so I said I would take it back to you guys. And as we start to round this around, Storyteller Poe, as you watched that, I have a feeling it was the first time you've seen it. What was your thoughts?
Well, you just never know what's going to show up when you put something out there. We hear about all these things of cancer and the COVID and around the world and so forth. And yeah, we get in fear, or we get together and we pray, and that's great. But what he represented is he just didn't. I mean, here's a guy 100 years old, and yet he's not sitting there going, okay, well, I can't do this or that. No, he says, I want to walk. I can do that. Well, some people might question that if he's sitting on the couch going, you're going to do what? But it's an example. It's an example of praying. We've said it many times. Pray while moving your feet. Well, that's what that represents. That's what Dr. Roy is doing. He's not just saying, well, we need this help and so forth. I'm going to call on people. No, he's moving his feet, and he's got 400 plus art pieces from all over the world by amazing people. He's negotiating and working. He's got one of the biggest auction organization in the world coming to help with this. So that is prayer with moving your feet, and that's what we all have to do in this time, and not get paralyzed by the fear.
And in fact, moving your feet, one of the art pieces represented that we were given permission, Dr. Roy was given permission to share only some of the pieces right now. However, at some point, we may be announcing that they're going to be sharing and shown somewhere else, and so that people have an idea of what is ready and will be available for auction. And when you were moving your feet, this is one of the pieces, right, Dr. Roy?
Yes, absolutely.
And we have a few more. And so, as you were saying, Poe, and also Caroline, the whole idea of frequency, the whole idea of getting out there, and we talk about this a lot on the Tour of Love, my two co-hosts from the Tour of Love. I invited them onto Service Heroes for a reason today, because we talk about frequency, yet, like you just said, Poe, like Captain Sir Thomas More did, like Dr. Roy is doing, like these artists are sharing, like Caroline did yesterday with the coloring book and then with the canvas. You gotta start, right? You just gotta get off the couch and do it. And we need people to be doing that, because there's a frequency when you have many people joining together, right? What say you? I'm going to open it up as we start to close this up.
Well, I'd like to ask Dr. Roy, because here, I mean, we see Sir Thomas More and his inspiration that got him off the couch and got his walker or whatever he's taking around the block. But the inspiration, if we could bottle the inspiration and get out of the paralysis of fear. So I ask, I think a great thing that for everybody watching and listening is to find that inspiration within ourselves. And one of the best way to do it is listening to those around us, like Dr. Roy. What inspired you to do this?
That's what I was just a while back. I was telling you that watching Captain Sir Thomas More when he was just Captain Thomas More, at that age of 100 years can do this, we felt that we are half of his age. And if we don't step forward, as that painting was stating, incidentally, Tamara, that painting has come from Canada. A girl from Canada has donated that painting to us for the auction. Now, that is what we thought, that let's integrate the entire creative world together, and then we could move forward. And when I talk about creative world, I talk about the artist with canvas, color, and other painting stationaries. I'm also talking about musicians, as like Kevin Mackey, the Grammy winner musician composer. I am talking about many other musical hands, musical brains, which includes many from India. We have our family of another Grammy winner, late Pandit Ravi Shankar's daughter, Anushka Shankar, a brilliant sitarist, who at this moment is staying in America. Now, there are many like them. We could have activists like Tamara, who are healing activists like Caroline, who is a healing activist. We have musicians like you, Paul, who I'm so very happy that you have been integrated through this communication journey of us. So the whole idea is that this is what inspired me. And I tell you, I have come from the land of Swami Vivekananda. And, he is a monk who has always said that if you are serving human being, whatever caste, creed, culture he is or she is, you are actually serving God. You don't need to go to a church or a temple or a mosque. You just need to be on the street and serve people. You do that, you actually is serving God. And my entire childhood was, I been brought up in that atmosphere of his. I have been surrounded by his disciples. who has showed me the world with their uh, values of life, their human values. So that's what inspired me, and that's what I talk to my friends. And we have a cosmopolitan range of friends. We have friends from the Christian valued countries. We have great friends from the Islamic republics of different countries of this world. But we have one common religion, the religion of life.
Yeah.
And when we talk about religion of life, we talk about making this world beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our motto. That's what inspired us, that we need to make this world look beautiful.
Love it. Love
That's
it.
beautiful.
And so May the 30th is when the big event will be. How can people
Absolutely.
find out more about it if they want to say, okay, yeah, I want to support this. I want to watch it. I want to, possibly register to be able to auction, raise my hand to maybe bid on something. How do they go about that?
Yeah, this is where we have been trying our best that within this pandemic in America, we wanted to have a minimum of 7 to 10 days exhibition show for which we are placing our request to the administration there that if they could allow uh, this exhibition to happen, where we will be opening the print show of all the artworks there so that people can come, have a look, media can come and have a look, and they can tell the world that, look, here are more than 400 to 500 artists who has gathered. We started with a target of only 100 artists with 400 artworks. Today we have crossed the 600 mark of artworks, and artists I haven't counted actually. It must be around close to 250 to 300 artists by now, and
Wow.
it has different variety of age group. We have a young small kid of 5 years old. I am telling you, 5 years old. My one of the ambassador of this campaign, Ranjana Patil, whose own daughter, Krishna Patil, was the youngest Indian to climb Mount Everest.
Wow.
Who was the youngest Indian to climb Mount Everest and in 2009. And that's when I got connected with that family. We became a family friend. I honored Krishna with the state of Maharashtra of Government of India and Government of Maharashtra together. We honored Krishna. So Ranjana is her mother. So she is one of our ambassadors in India of this campaign. And this morning, she has sent me an artwork with, I will share with you, Tamara, uh, after the show. Whatever it is, it's some scribbling of crayons, but it's a 5-year-old child who has been inspired by their parent, and she has drawn it, and I want to connect it. However, it may not be uh, worthy to some art lovers to bid for it, but I want the world to see it,
Right.
that yes, that is the connectivity, that from at the age of 5 to 75, we have a variety of creativity who has contributed towards this cause. And it is again, we don't want to stop here. We like what Captain Sir Thomas More has given the challenge in our spirit that you need to move on, you need to move on, and we need to really move on. This is our first milestone, which is 30th May, where we have taken a target of 100,000 US dollar, but then uh, we wanted to touch many millions, and we wanted to touch the different initiatives, the initiatives like what Tamara's nonprofit has. We have some many other nonprofits which are connecting with us, and I'm sure that we have partners like United Nations of Women Empowerment Coalition. We have partners like Farah Delan's Foundation. My very close friend Farah Delans is a great soul spirit to share, and gradually people are joining in. People are joining in. I have from Seattle. I have nonprofit Colamrita Seattle wanted to join us, uh, and I'm sure that there will be on continuity. We will have hundreds of us, thousands of us, millions of us will be touching every person who needs a support in whatever form. I will be very happy till my last breath. I will go say, thank you very much, this world. You gave me my best seconds of life before I leave this world.
Thank you. And Caroline, I know you have something that you're desperately trying to say.
Yes, I have a quick question. So I have a friend who is an artist, and how would she be able to donate her paintings? Like, this is one of them that she did. This is only one. She's got many.
Okay, so is there a way that, are you opening it up that if others would like to donate a piece to be their proceeds to go into these nonprofits? Yeah. Okay, so
absolutely.
So connect them to you, Dr. Roy?
That's right. They can just send a nice high resolution picture of the artwork or the art piece to my email ID, which is president@internationalartacts.org, which is there in our social media campaign. You can just send it across.
You want to send that to me?
And then we take it up from there.
Perfect. We are going to need to close. We have less than a minute. So I want to say thank you to you, Dr. Roy, once again. We will be having you back. This is an ongoing situation. Guys, I'm serious. 911, Service Heroes. We can make a difference. It's time. I've never put this out there for all of you. It's time for us to be able to go out. Saving lives is what this is all about. So thank you so very much for being here. We will be back on Wednesday, Service Hero Show. And you guys be watching, get a hold of Dr. Roy. If you have art, get a hold of me to see how you can help. Let's make a difference together. Bye, everyone.